Breakfast is really important for children and adolescents, partly because their brains continue to grow into adulthood till the age of about 20, and the brain requires glucose and energy to help fuel its functions, but it also requires micronutrients that help with lots of control processes in the brain. If we think about adolescents in particular, they tend to sleep. It's really true that adolescents sleep for longer than adults, and that's partly because the brain is renewing some of its activities, its energy sources, but what that also means is because they sleep for longer, they have a longer overnight fast. So breaking the fast or breakfast is really important to replenish their glycogen stores and get them ready for learning and using their brains during the day. Breakfast is also important then for supplying the energy that we need over the course of a day. And if we think about the school curriculum, a lot of the things, the key topics are taught in the morning before lunch. So going to school, having been fed adequately, having a good supply of nutrients to help our brains function is really, really important for children and adolescents. We definitely would recommend eating breakfast versus in comparison to not eating breakfast, but it's also an opportunity to try to eat things that are actually good for us. There's lots of evidence that we don't eat enough fibre. Children, adolescents and adults don't meet the fibre recommendations that our nutritional advisors say we should achieve, which is about 30 grams a day for adults and 20 grams a day for adolescents. Fibre is one of those nutrients that doesn't have a very positive press, but it's actually really easy to eat a higher fibre diet by making good choices at breakfast. So you could have high fibre toast, you could look for cereals that are high in fibre, and those would help you boost your fibre intake. And what we know is that if you have a high fibre breakfast in the morning, you're less likely to snack because you probably will stay fuller for longer. And that fibre intake lowers your glycemic response to other things that you eat. So it means that you don't have big glucose spikes and you have sustained energy release over the course of a morning. And that's all really good for allowing a really stable delivery of fuel for the brain. We've done lots of research over the last 20 years looking at the impact of breakfast on behaviour in the classroom, on academic performance, and actually using objective tests of cognitive performance. And all of those studies show us that providing breakfast is beneficial to children's learning outcomes. We did a systematic review more than 10 years ago now that looked at the impact of breakfast intake on academic outcomes and behaviour in the classroom. And that reviewed 45 studies, all of which showed that if you feed children breakfast, the children who eat breakfast most regularly have better academic outcomes. We were able to translate that in the UK to the equivalent of 2 GCSEs. And it was particularly positive impacts on things like maths and English that were benefiting from children eating regular breakfasts. Now, that might be about the nutrition, providing fuel for the brain, but it might also be because if you have breakfast every morning, you're encouraging regular habits in children. So getting up early, being prepared, having time to have breakfast means that readiness to learn is better because children are more settled before they come to school or before they enter the classroom if they have school breakfasts. And that means that the behaviour in the classroom also improves. So children's behaviour and academic outcomes benefit from the provision of school breakfast programmes, which might be about the behaviour just as much as the nutrition. What we do see is that it's a positive benefit. In previous studies that we've done in the UK, we've surveyed schools to look at the kind of breakfast that they're providing and where we can support good practice in school breakfast programs. And now we're working in the north with our colleagues at DERA to look at surveying school breakfasts across the island of Ireland, starting in the north, and then hopefully translating some of the learnings that we have from our own work in previous projects and also through our partnership with Magic Breakfast to improve best practice at school breakfast provision across the island of Ireland. So our plan is to start in the north and expand the benefits of school breakfast programs to all of the schools across the whole of Ireland.